All right, it's now 7:30. I'll call to order this council meeting for the city of Walton for October 9th, 2018. If I could, I'd like to ask Councilman John Wainwright to give our invocation and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman Wainwright.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together tonight safely, and we ask for your blessing for all the people in our community. Help us make the right decisions that allow this community to continue to be a great place to live. Let us pray for the people that protect our families, neighbors, and friends, and please ensure they are safe as they continue to work in your name. Today, Lord, please pray for all those in our community affected by addiction, those that are sick or in need of help in any way. Please allow them for them to reach out and ask for it. Allow us to hear them and be able to add comfort. We pray for this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Wainwright. If I could I please get a roll call?
Adam.
Present.
John.
Here.
Bobby.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Stephanie. Here. Matt.
Here.
All right. Thank you, Sharon. Just some brief announcements. October 15th through the 18th will be fall cleanup. That will be located at the Public Works Building. We'll ask that people please be mindful of our city staff and know that if you make a mess, they're the ones that inevitably have to pick it up. I've helped out with it. We finally bought a grapple for our skid steer, which helps, but it still, it only makes it a little easier. There's still people have absolutely taken advantage of this over the years. So please be mindful that somebody has to clean up whatever does not get properly thrown in the dumpster. Along with that, no paint cans, please, and no used tires. October 20th will be Aosta Valley Park Movie Night. Should be a good event. Also, October 20th will be the Team Takeover featuring Teasley Gaming from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. here at the Senior Center. I believe it will be Halloween themed. And the Teasley Gaming is a mobile gaming unit that council had previously got for Old Fashioned Day. But as you know, Old Fashioned Day kind of got rained out, so they agreed to come back and do it for the Team Takeover event. Sounds pretty cool, so should be a good time there as well. October 31st is city and county trick-or-treating from 6 to 8 p.m. The nights are getting the days are getting a little shorter, I guess that is a better way to say that. So please be mindful of trick-or-treaters. It probably will be dark, at least shortly into when trick-or-treating starts. November 9th, Walton Verona High School will have a Veterans Day program at 1:30 p.m. I believe it's actually the middle school that puts that program on. I just read what's on the page. It's usually a very good event as well. November 12th, the city of Walton will have Veterans Day lunch. Lunch will start at 12. The ceremony will start at 11 a.m. here at the Senior Center and the Veterans Memorial. Should be pretty good. I finally was able. We locked down the Veterans Affairs Commissioner, Brigadier General Benjamin Adams III. November 22nd and 23rd, the office will be closed for Thanksgiving. And can I get an approval of the agenda, please?
Move.
Second.
Okay, can I get a vote on that?
Adam,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Okay, and can I get an approval of last month's minutes, please?
Second.
Clarify the record, is it for all three?
Do I need to do it separately, or?
However the motioner prefers.
Make a motion for all three.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, and can I get a vote on all three then?
Adam,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, do we have any citizens, I know what few of you are here for. Sir, do you have a comment?
Yes, Mayor Brown. I sent you an email a month or so ago concerning the blasting going on,
Yes, sir, you did.
and it's getting worse every day, you know, it feels like a house is gonna fall in. Can you tell us, do they have any restrictions on the size of the blast that they're using, or? Years ago, we had the same kind of thing, I don't know what they were building, but they had restrictions on the size of the blast, concerning residential property damage.
Sure.
And you're saying they don't have any restrictions?
No, I'm not saying yes or no. I'm going to tell you flat out, I honestly don't know. Our city engineer is here. I don't know if he knows anything about it. He might be able to speak as to general.
Didn't the city have to authorize it?
Well, the city authorized the project to go through, but the city, as far as them pulling their blasting permits and such, that all runs through the county, through Kenton and Boone. So they had to get their proper permits to do the blasting through both Kenton and Boone, depending on where they're doing that at.
Who's responsible for any residential property damage?
I would have to say that would be it's definitely not the city. It's and I've had this question asked to me several times, and I have a meeting tomorrow with Coppage, the construction company that's doing this. So unfortunately, I thought it was going to be today, but we got our dates mixed up a little bit. But I will have a meeting with them tomorrow, so I could probably get back to you and let you know a little bit more about it. My advice has been to any citizen that is, and you're not alone, my advice to any citizen that has sent me any kind of email with the same concerns that you're having is to document, and to contact Coppage. Contact Tim Turbin would be the person to contact, the point of contact for Coppage. That's the best I can tell you. I'm sorry that you're going through this. I really am. Nobody sitting here on this council, myself included, had anything to do with this project going in as far as authorizing it. We do try to monitor it, but as far as blasting goes, they have the proper permits. They have the right to blast. I wish this wasn't happening, but it's more or less. It's one of those things. I honestly, I'm at a loss. I really don't. I don't know exactly what to tell you other than document, and contact Coppage. I can get you some contact information if you would like for them, but I would say that would be your best avenue.
I have the information. I tried to contact them, they never returned my call.
Sure.
They're not returning anybody's.
I can't speak as to why they would or would not be.
Do you feel the blast? Anybody feel the blast where you live?
I do
A couple
not.
of us felt the one tonight up here.
What'd you say, sir?
A couple of us felt the one this evening up here. Me and Adam both looked at each other. We thought it sounded like thunder, and then we saw they posted on Facebook.
I have thought I heard thunder a couple times, but I just assumed it was actually thunder. I haven't felt any rumbling at my house, but yeah. No, I'm down and over the hill. Matt Brown is
Yeah, I
the
live
closest
right
in
up there.
proximity.
I can feel it, yeah.
It's like a large tuning fork, and it vibrates your whole house.
My best advice is for you all is to continue to document, talk with your neighbors. I've told this to several people, and contact and continue to try to contact.
Can you send an email out tomorrow and meet with them?
I can. If you will leave me your contact. Well, I've got your email. Yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, as far as doing a mass email, I can't, but I can contact you, and same goes for you all. If you leave your information, I'm sure that. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just now putting a face with a name. Okay, I got you. So, yes, I can do that. I assume the lunch is probably. I think the lunch is at 11:30. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just trying to find out how much longer this is going to go on as far as the blasting. From everything I can tell, from what I've been up there, I can't see that the blasting is going to continue much longer. And
They wouldn't even come up to the Walton side. So are they blasting that whole hill too? Do you know that by chance?
I do not. I know for what they're doing now, they're trying to basically clear that top off.
In the back?
Yes.
When are they coming around to the side, or is there phase 1, phase 2?
There is a phase 1, there's a phase 2, and there's a phase 3, I believe. But I mean, I can't speak to the topography. I don't know exactly if it's the same, geological elements underneath. I can't speak to any of that, so I don't know. I mean, they may not, the next hill, they may not need to blast. They may just be able to clear it. I honestly don't know. Hopefully, my meeting tomorrow, I'll be able to ask some of these questions, and I'll be able to get you a legitimate answer. The main answer that I want to know is how much longer is the blasting going to continue?
Through the fall. That's one of the emails we've got.
In the fall?
Through the fall.
Through the fall. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, see, you've gotten more answers so far than I have, so.
I know that much, but they haven't said how far they're coming.
Sure.
If they're staying in the back, or they move.
I understand, and I completely, I empathize with you. I really do. I don't. I will know more answers tomorrow, I promise. But I still, with that being said, I don't know exactly how many answers they're going to give me, and whether it'll be satisfactory or not. But all I can do is give you what I think is the best advice, and that's to talk with your neighbors and document. It's not the best advice in the world, but it's the best advice that I have to give. Council, do any of you all have any insight or thoughts into this?
Mr. Duncan, we're obviously there's nothing that, as a city, that we can do.
No, we can't. Matt may know, though, whether or not I know they have to be licensed and regulated. Do they have an inspector that follows the blasting?
Usually on these types of projects, they will put out seismic monitoring device, certain areas around the project, and will test the check the readings on it every so often to make sure that any vibrations aren't carrying out so far distance. Since I haven't had any inspection on this project beyond the manhole, the sanitary manhole installation, I'm not sure if they have those or if they're doing that monitoring, but probably following up with the county would be.
That would be a good question to ask for Gabe to ask tomorrow if they
They
have.
do have 2 seismographs. I know that.
I would say,
One at the Legion and one at their silo.
right. I would say with a company as large as Coppage is, I mean, Coppage has been around quite a long time. Pretty large company as far as it goes. Very local, but still has been grown into quite a large company. I would say that they're at least trying to do what they're required to do. So, I haven't gone out there and looked. That's, I didn't even know that. I figured there had to been something, but, I wouldn't have known that if Matt hadn't just told me. But, I wouldn't see why they would try to be doing anything on a project this large that wasn't, within what they were supposed to be doing. But
Are you all just feeling it, or are you suffering damage?
We're suffering damage. There's a lot of us in that neighborhood that are suffering damage. My house is one of the ones that sits right here on Showalter, one of the first houses, where they say I'm not in that range, but I am. I've got major effects, and I don't know if it's because they're up on the top of the hill, and we're kind of down in a valley, and they had BCE come out and inspect my house and said that
Who came out?
BCE, Vibration Control Engineering. They came out and inspected my house, and I'm the only house that they inspected. Supposed to get something back in 2 to 3 weeks. Other people have reached out to this gentleman who's supposed to go out, says he's not authorized to go out, so they're not authorizing any more houses to be inspected.
Did anyone come out before they start blasting to document conditions?
Not to us. I know there is a lady up towards where the road is that they've inspected, but they said that the license is not going to affect past that area on the homes.
Obviously it does, because it affects City Hall tonight, because we felt it.
I mean, if they're gonna ignore the citizens, I mean, at least myself, I mean, I can be very annoying. I mean, and I have no problem pestering them till least so they have to answer you.
We've had a couple that have
Thank
called
you, sir.
over and over and over, and they're not returning the calls.
I mean, unfortunately,
Yeah.
the city's hands are tied as far as to do something officially. But I mean, as a representative of you all, I will pester them just like you all are trying to get answers. And I mean, the big title of city councilman of Walton is probably not going to scare them any more than a bunch of citizens, but we can all try. I mean, at least to get answers for you.
Matt, who has construction oversight here? Is it Boone County or Kenton County? Are they sharing it?
majority of that property, yeah, I don't know, but a majority of that property is in Kenton.
Yeah.
All but.
I know that the road itself is being built according to Boone County specs, and Boone County inspectors are inspecting that, but I don't know about the overall site plan itself.
When I last talked to both of them, they both seemed to be involved. I talked to Boone County and Kenton County Planning.
Yeah, if I remember correctly from last I was involved, there was some coordination between the two counties, but I don't know if that means that they're doing joint inspections or if one is kind of taking the coordination.
No.
Yeah, maybe we can find that out for you, and I would assume that the citizens would want to talk to whoever is supposed to be inspecting it.
I can check with VDOTs and VIs, they were the design elements.
Okay.
I know the blasting company is a subcontractor. It's not published. It is a subcontractor. I just want to see.
What kind of damage have you experienced?
I have 10 cracks in my foundation. I have a crack going up my drywall, and I have another crack above my foyer drywall as well.
Well, it's my opinion they shouldn't be doing that at this time anyway. That they were supposed to put their road in before they started that part. But there's been different opinions on that.
We also had a lot of high traffic dump trucks as well, removing dirt, whatever, coming through my neighborhood instead of taking the main road out.
I will address that tomorrow.
So, Mayor, I have a question on that. So are we going to go back and have them repave that road?
I'm gonna make an attempt to, yes.
Me and Councilman Brown met with, the owner of that property, and he specifically said that the road was going in first, right? And then all traffic after the road was complete would go down that road, right? And then as soon as the project started, they bypassed all that and went immediately to the hill.
That's
And I
supposed to
understand
be-
they're trying to get a they wanted to get a buyer, right? And so let me show you what it looks like first, you know, but they didn't leave up to their, I know I've sent you videos, I've sent pictures of, because I was highly involved, me and Matt, in the High Street Park project, right? So we were down there every day, and every day they'd be blocking roads off and running big, major pieces of machinery through there. And I don't know if you've seen, I'm sure you've seen the road, and it doesn't look so good, right?
I go down there almost daily, yes.
Yeah, so, man, I just want to make sure, on the record that we may go back and have this discussion later in regards to repair or replace of city streets that were
I do not
damaged in the
think
project.
that they would have any problem with repairing any damage that they have done. And as far as the road goes, the way I read it, the way it's been explained to me is that, yes, I will agree with you, they're not supposed to be using those roads. But the way it reads to me is that, that their road will be in before they start constructing any building. I don't think that leveling ground is constructing a building. There's no footers set. There's no walls being thrown up. It's
They may need to take some of that dirt off the hills, fill for elsewhere.
right. And that's the way it reads to me, and that's kind of, from what I could tell, they are working on the road, and I've been assured that their road should be complete. If that road, or should be complete here shortly. If, once that road's in, I don't see any reason, if I have to, I get with Major Mark and have a patrol car set up there, no construction traffic beyond this point.
We could do that now.
Well, because they're being rude to neighbors.
I've gotten an email about that from a lady that lives on Jones Road outside of the city. I got that one.
They were rude with me.
Yeah.
Right, and I have it on video. I mean, they were brutal. I mean, they didn't care. There were 9 cars backed up down High Street that they blocked off with a pickup truck, and the guy wouldn't move. He said, "No, I have earth movers coming, and these are the biggest darn trucks I've ever done seen. And they don't care. I'm not moving until all this stuff comes." And they wouldn't give a crap who I was. I mean, so yeah, to that point, I would agree with you. I mean, when they say the first thing they're going to do, and this we're going back to Mother's Day. Right, Mother's Day is when they say, hey, after Mother's Day, they signed the contract, they moved equipment there, and so that's like May, right? We're in October, right? And that's when they said they were going to have the road done. So, I mean, I'm with them. I think it's just a little, maybe some pressure. I think it's probably needed in some areas. I know you're in your construction meeting tomorrow, but
I won't. Mr. Knock will not be there, but he does call me almost at least weekly. He's been out of town the past couple weeks, so I haven't had a chance to speak with him. But I will certainly.
What is he gonna do? If you guys can't do anything, honestly, what is he gonna do?
Well, he
He's not
owns
gonna
it.
stop
He
it.
owns the property.
I know,
Yeah.
but he's not gonna stop it.
yeah.
I mean,
He sees this, and what is he gonna say? Honestly. I mean-
Well, he's already disregarded some things, so I agree with you there.
I mean, what is he
But-
gonna do? He does not care. He does not care about this community at all. He cares about his pocket.
I will.
What does it take for, Mr. Duncan, what does it take for, does council have the authority to ban construction vehicles?
To do what?
To ban construction
No.
vehicles? No.
I mean, as far as I could tell, I mean, I know it's in the agreement, and you might not like to hear this, but it is a public road.
Well, he.
I know it's in the agreement, but I'm saying, and I'm not defending him. I'm not defending them. I don't want the vehicles on there any more than you do, and hopefully they will do the right thing and patch, repair the road. Hopefully, I'm certainly going to try to persuade him to do so.
I say, I would like to send him a letter and remind him of the agreement and let him know he's not supposed to be using that road. He's already cut, filled, and aligned. That was the agreement, So we're past that point. I think it's time for some action. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, if this was your home, what would you do? If you
I
was
would be just as
trapped?
upset, ma'am. I would. I totally get where you're coming from.
Like I said, it's not just me, it's all of you.
Sure. I've seen the emails. I've tried to respond to every one of them. I mean, we're certainly trying, I know council's been all over it because I've got more emails from them about this project than I have from any citizen. Certainly. So they've been all over this as well.
Well, why don't you learn what you can tomorrow, and we'll get our heads together and figure out
Sure.
what we can do.
That's what I'll do then. Any more citizen comments? Anything else? Anybody doing? All right. Does not look like the sheriff's department made it tonight. The fire department
As a special meeting.
is a special meeting to replace Chief Ollier, who's retiring. Matt, Cardinal Engineering, Matt Bogan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. High Street Bridge, the plans are still at Norfolk Southern, waiting on their acceptance of the latest comments so we can go ahead with the easements. Our survey crew was out on site at Main Street over the last couple of weeks getting the additional topo work we needed for the off-site repairs, the sidewalk improvements. So if anybody saw our trucks around, that's what it was. So I'm working on design on that. Figuring out how we can get that, everything tied in, ADA compliance for the sidewalk there. School Road, Michael's is finished with the milling, resurfacing, and striping. All that we really have left is some restoration here and there, mostly at the Mary Grubbs end of it, just putting in the paved ditch and some other cleanup. They'll have that done within the next couple weeks before the weather, before the nice weather runs out. The Owens property boundary survey, our crew finished that up and got the plan. Well, we got the plan sent to Dunrob and Associates early today for the property assessment. It should take them about 2 to 4 weeks to do the appraisal. And I've also discussed with a couple of contractors about getting cost estimates for the dam and spillway improvements to get those addressed. I'm waiting on some numbers back. Last thing I got is just something that came up within the last couple of weeks. District 6 contacted us, said they'd gotten a request from a resident to consider putting in a crosswalk at across Mary Grubbs and Beatrice Avenue. The state said they would be willing to cover the cost of putting in the crosswalk markings on Mary Grubbs and the pedestrian signals if the city would construct the sidewalk and ADA ramps. So I guess just, something for council's consideration is if you think it's necessary, if you know that gets a lot of use currently, that sidewalk and a crosswalk would be a good idea there. I know the resident that made the request said that she has she has arthritis and feels like she said she crosses it there every other day and feels a little bit rushed trying to make it, trying to dodge traffic. So, and she said that she had noticed students children crossing there various hours as well. So, yeah, leave it to you guys to discuss and consider. I took a rough look at it. And I think the sidewalk improvements would probably be about 10 to 15,000. So it would not need to be put out to bid. You just get in touch with the contractor and get a quote on it. The only other thing that I noticed that might need a little bit of discussion or consideration is just the right there at the intersection. There's guardrail on both sides. There's not really a whole lot of room to have any kind of a grass strip or anything between the roadway and the sidewalk, so if we want to put in a box curb or something, so there's some kind of a safety measure there. It's not just pavement and sidewalk. Yeah, that's all I've got this month. If anybody's got any questions.
Yeah, Matt, so on the school road section, it looked good. You know, it's great. I thought it came out excellent.
Time to get to that point, but
Yeah, you know, it was a long journey.
yeah.
So do we have a timetable? I know it says by end of construction season for them to come back and do the splashing kind of on the
Yeah.
turn lane.
Roger and I were going to meet with Pete Michaels, probably either by later this week or next week, and lay that out, the ditch, and then I don't think the repairs or the last little bit of work will take all that long.
Okay.
Do we have any idea of when we should hear back from Norfolk Southern in regards to the bridge? Whenever they get back.
From past experience, yeah, just poking at them enough until they send something.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I don't recall how long it took to get the last set of comments back. I feel like it was a couple months, and that was shooting them an email every week or every other week. Hey, you guys got anything for me yet? You got anything yet? Yeah.
I think it was like 3 months. The last time.
Yeah.
And by the time the bridge goes in, it will be the Brown Bridge because we will be honoring them as they have passed away.
It's harsh.
Now it's cold. Fair enough, though. Fair enough.
On the sidewalk that needed to get, right, we needed some ADA. Did that get done? Did we do the plans for that? Were you able
For
to-
High Street.
Yeah. No, yeah, for the bridge, but on the Main Street side.
That's what I'm working on right now.
You're
That was
working
what
on
we
that now.
needed the field crews to go out because our survey pretty much stopped at the back of the building,
Right.
about midway from the building. So I needed to get some, elevations on the walkout and all the stuff up at the Main Street side to figure out what to do with it. So yeah.
And was that proposal to the state, we talked about kind of curving in across the street, to kind of still allowing the Waltonian to have parking, but blocking off that one side? Was that going to be, did they approve that?
I was going to incorporate that in the plans.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't put it in the set for Norfolk Southern because it
Doesn't,
affect them one way or another. It's out of the right of way, but I didn't want that to hold up the resubmittal, so I sent that in, and I've been working on that
Okay.
since we got the field work back.
cool, yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
On the major marker.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Major Mark. Snuck in on me. I know I heard Major Mark for a couple times here. I'm getting hard of hearing.
Ready for it?
Sure.
Major Mark.